Need to lay off the pies, mate.
I was horrified.
We got a little bit of a fight up against us because it stops the gas coming up through the floor.
That can't be real.
That's one hell of a cable.
Not a bad day's work.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another week in the life of Silver Fern Developments. On previous episodes you would have seen us dig for Romans. Found any Romans, Marv? You would have seen us put footings in, build the walls up and get the roof on. This week we are going to be getting up to floor levels, all of our interior stud walls up, plasterboarding, plumbing, electrics, windows going in and much more. I'm also going to be explaining a little bit about what happened here a bit later on. Let's go! So here we are in the garage remodel area of the build, which you must remember from episode 1 when we removed all of the roof and knocked it all down and it was all just open. So we're now at the point where we can start fitting the radon barriers throughout this area and then start bringing the insulation through as well. The guys have been really busy and they've got all the ceilings boarded. I think we've got a new fuse board going in here, which is going to run all of the new area. All of this cable work is all going to go in there. That's one hell of a cable. God, my arm is absolutely killing me. Right, so I've got a bit of an old injury in my arm, which is from too many years on the tools. So I'm going to be having an operation and Josh is going to be coming down. He's going to be my eyes and ears on this project and he's going to be taking over. This man, I'm still going to be here, but I just don't know how many drugs I'm going to be on. But if you see me laid up in the office with a sling on, that'll be why. Right, so now that we've finished installing the ply sheathing and plasterboarding the ceilings, it's time to start the preparation for the screed on the floor. So we are now installing the radon barrier, which is like a thick polythene, and we have to put that on the flat surfaces and then tape all of the joints. It's very important that there aren't any gaps in this barrier because it stops the gas coming up through the floor and poisoning people inside the building. We are just outside of a radon area in this project, but we're only really using it as a secondary precaution, just in case. So I don't know why suppliers do this to me, but it's really annoying when they send me one product one day and then they send me the same product another day and it's a different colour. Look at it, we got a patchwork quilt going on. But it's okay, this is a special gas-proof tape which they use to tape the seams together, and this layer underneath goes right through the blockwork which forms an airtight seal. So, what you have to get the radon barriers down, and then it's time to get the insulation down. We do another membrane and then we put screed on top of that and then we finish hopefully with a nice flat level surface. So yeah, come back and have a look in a bit.
Hello again, welcome back to Things are looking quite a lot different. We've had a massive sort out, scaffolds come down, place looks massive. Me and Marv are just going to start putting these windows and doors in, get a little bit of protection from the elements, and then we'll be able to get the floor in. Right, we've done the prep work now for the doors, bolted the whole thing together, we've got the sill on there. So let's see how well it installs. That's the frame fitted for the first one. Now all that's left is to glaze it up and move on to the next one. So we've had these special sills machined up from our steel guy in Exeter. It's a white PVC, so we wanted it to be as low profile as possible for the wheelchairs coming in and out. Not quite sure how they're going to work yet. Not installed them before. It's a custom shape. We'll give it a go.
Hey guys, right, so the time has come to start having a look at the finishes on this project. The client who runs this care home is extremely busy, so I've took it upon myself to come up with some ideas and put together a bit of a sort of mood board for her. So this is going to be interesting because my project coordinator thinks that men can't do this type of thing.
I was horrified. I'm like, you're a man. I would never trust a man to go and pick my finishes.
So, I mean, I've done quite a bit of design in my time, so we should be all right.
He is really
So,
good at it,
I'm like-
annoyingly good.
I kind of had a few things to go with, like it needs to be clean, airy, tidy, maybe modern, maybe a splash of colour, so a little bit all over the place. So this is what I come up with. We want to keep nice big tiles. This one is a 300 by 800 mil. I want to bring a bit of natural stone into it, just because it's a Georgian building at the end of the day and it's out in the country. So I want a bit of a natural feel. So I've got some nice stone here, which I want to introduce a border around the centre of the room. So this I thought is a really nice stone. It's got some grain in there. It kind of goes well with most of the tiles that I've picked here. But I did also think it would be quite nice to introduce a little bit of colour, possibly like a nice sage green, sort of bring the outside in a little bit and just get that feeling of warmth into the care home. And then here, we're going to use, this is going to be like the splashbacks in all of the en-suites. Just got one sink in there, so we're just going to do a little soldier course above each sink. It's just going to make it really bright and airy, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve. Moving on from the tiles, we need to have a look at the flooring, because we want the kind of theme to flow throughout the care home. Which one we choose is ultimately going to depend on what types of tile she decides to go for, because we want to take the colours out of the tile and make sure that it matches in the floor. I'm thinking if we go for this tile or that tile, then we'll go lighter on the floor and we'll go with something like Gosling. See that one there? That's nice and light, and it's just going to let that light reflect. So, you know, we've got some good colours to work with there. So hopefully the client's going to like some of them, and then I can think about getting them ordered. And yeah, let's go and see what she says. Catch you in a bit. Take that, Donna. I got a one-hit wonder. So I just had the client in and she's absolutely stoked with the choices that I've made. So I actually thought this was going to be a little bit of a tricky one, but hey, I'm out, right? Aced it. So there you go, Donna. Have some of that. The guys down at the care home have been coming up with a bit of a prank that they want to play on one of the guys. And I think Sammy may have got it in the neck. So
Someone's left a nappy in my bag.
What in there?
A nappy. Nappy in that.
Shut up.
Oh, for
what is it? So now that the radon barriers are down, it's time to fit the insulation and get ready for fitting the expansion joint, which is this blue roll that the boys are just installing now. And what that's going to do is allow the screed to expand and contract as it heats and cools down. It's quite important really, because it stops the screed from cracking. As I was talking about earlier, there was going to be a second layer which stops the screed going down between the Celotex and also stops it from corroding. This is another important layer which protects the Celotex from underneath. This is the deep blue layer that you can see being installed. So we can start to set the tripods, which basically we shine a laser all the way around the room and we wind the tripods down to the required depth. In this instance, we're heading for a 60mm screed. So we basically just wind those little bolts that you can see on the top of the tripods until it touches the laser, and then we know that it's set at the right height, and then we're ready to start installing the screed, which as I mentioned before is like a liquid concrete. So we're just making our way down through the building. One of the guys is controlling the hose and he also controls the speed of the pump. He'll have a little control on his waist and he'll be controlling how much he wants to come in or out. And then the other guy will be going through leveling it and making sure he's got enough. There's a good chance to level the bits behind you, and you see if you're a little bit low, you can always go back in with the hose and put a little bit more in there.
So in the conservatory, front conservatory, which we're doing a knock through to the dining area, and then there's going to be a stubble here separating this from the entrance to this extended conservatory area. So we've just plied this up ready, which is on the engineer's specs. Get the dry liners coming in now, pull the board through, dab all this, dab everywhere you can see. So we're cutting through for a new door here. Nice 600mm thick old stone wall with cob and I don't know how old it is, I know 200 years old. So we're cutting through, putting some new lintels in, then restoning, or Mark is restoning above here with some fresh rapid set muck that can go off nice and quickly, ready for tomorrow for the dry liners to dab into it, so that we can skim all of this out here. So we can get the last lintel in, stone it up above so it's propped, take these props out tomorrow, drop that, cut the door out, knock this through. Bob's your uncle.
Right, well that just about wraps us up for this week. The boys have absolutely smashed it. It's absolutely flying along. Lee's coming up with the plaster now. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.